The night of the fight, they weigh like a 20, 18 pounds more than you. Is difficult. It's more difficult, but my power is there. If you hear the punches, my power is different.
Yeah.
Going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, you know, catch Canelo early.
Our great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case.
Canelo Alvarez responds to Terence Crawford's latest training footage with calm respect. He admits Crawford's slick style carries echoes of Floyd Mayweather and acknowledges the discipline fueling his preparation. Yet Canelo's confidence doesn't waver, insisting that while Crawford's power and skill are undeniable, they won't be enough to shake him. With steely resolve, Canelo declares he's ready to dominate and remind the world of his superiority once more.
Good, you know, because first of all is the respect. If they treat you with respect, you do the same thing. And that's what I think. So, and I'm always try to do my best there. Not because I need it or because I need to, because I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, look, and you've been fighting pro now for what, more than 17 years, I believe.
Almost 20.
Wow, yeah, almost 20 years.
In October.
Wow.
I turned 20 years as professional fighter.
One of the sharpest contrasts experts draw between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is how opponents react to them. Crawford, celebrated for his precision and adaptability, usually faces rivals willing to stand firm. They respect his counters and timing, but rarely retreat across the ring. With Canelo, the picture changes. Fighters often circle, overuse movement, and fight to survive, knowing a single power shot can shift everything. Analysts point to this as evidence of Canelo's intimidating aura. His punches carry both physical and psychological weight, pushing opponents into defense before the fight even begins. This clash of styles fuels the intrigue. Crawford excels when rivals engage, while Canelo thrives when pressure and power break their will.
I ain't even seen Gamboa run from Terence. As a matter of fact, I ain't even seen Victor Postal run from Terence. We ain't seen Madrimov in his last fight run from Terence Crawford. But we do see people running away from Canelo Alvarez. People not trying to commit to Canelo Alvarez. We seen it with William Scull. Dude was just as cut up as anybody in the sport of boxing. Mother ever was running. The Cuban style, running. We already know that the Cuban school, man, they highly respected in the sport of boxing. He was running. Jamel Charlo, Iron Man Charlo. I ain't gonna say he wasn't running, but he wasn't committed. He wasn't committed the way that he was committed in the 154-pound division when he was knocking everybody else to get his titles, right? It was very uncharacteristic from Iron Man Jamel Charlo, a knockout artist, right? Even, I'm gonna tell you like this, even Dimitri Bivol was going at it with Canelo Alvarez. 1-2, but he was jumping right back out. Jumping right back out. He beat him in the style that Dimitri Bivol beat him. But it's not like he went out there and had that killer instinct and go for the gusto and stuff like that with Canelo Alvarez. He wasn't just trying to go out there and get him. He was beep, 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 jump back out, jump back out, beep, beep, jump back out. Hold on, I don't want to stay in the danger zone, right? Even though that he beat Canelo Alvarez, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Edgar Berlanga. We seen Edgar Berlanga using his footwork. We seen Edgar Berlanga using his footwork and stuff like that, right? He made a good account of himself, but he didn't commit that with the way he was committing versus Mantequilla and all his opponents, because Canelo Alvarez is different. Canelo Alvarez is dangerous. I've been hearing, of course, a lot of people saying that Bud Crawford is dangerous, but ain't nobody. I never saw nobody that fought Terence Bud Crawford had fear in their heart, fear in their eyes. Even when they was getting beat down from Terence Bud Crawford, they still stepped to Terence Bud Crawford.
Canelo's sparring partners, who have absorbed his power firsthand, offer a perspective few others can. One partner voiced blunt doubt about Crawford's chances, insisting he won't carry the extra weight effectively. The logic is based on experience. Canelo has conquered naturally larger men at higher divisions, even light heavyweights. Crawford, by contrast, is stepping into unfamiliar waters. Extra muscle might add strength, but it also risks dulling his speed. For a fighter who thrives on timing and precision, even a small decline could be dangerous. This insider view highlights real concern that regardless of Crawford's brilliance, the physical demands of moving up against an elite puncher like Canelo may be too much to overcome.
I think Canelo's gonna win, but I tell everybody, man, as a business standpoint, I think it's gonna be a draw if it goes the distance. But I see Canelo getting the stoppage. I don't think Crawford's gonna carry that weight well. Even if he did put on weight, I don't think that was a good idea, especially coming up from a smaller guy. But you know, it's gonna be a great fight. Two brains in the ring. It's gonna be a good fight.
Fernando Vargas, the former world champion and Mexican boxing icon, has made his feelings known. He insists Mexico needs Canelo Alvarez to triumph in this fight. To Vargas, Canelo is more than a great fighter. He's a living emblem of national pride, carrying forward the spirit of Julio Cesar Chavez and the Mexican legends before him. His victories go beyond personal glory. They strike a chord with fans who see him as the heartbeat of Mexican boxing today. Vargas respects Crawford's brilliance, but he underscores the emotional stakes. Mexico expects its hero to defend pride on the grandest stage. With the world watching, Vargas believes Canelo must rise to the challenge and deliver victory, not only for himself, but for his nation.
You know what's crazy is, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel going up 2 weight classes really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, you know, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with the victory.
Canelo's punches have broken down bigger men, and history shows that moving up in weight often punishes smaller fighters. Yet fresh footage from Crawford's camp has silenced plenty of critics. Training clips reveal Bud looking bigger, stronger, and sharper than ever. His added weight seems to have boosted his athleticism rather than slow him down. Analysts observe that Crawford has built muscle without losing agility, flashing quick footwork and sharp combinations. This shift has turned the story from doubt into intrigue. Far from looking undersized, Crawford now appears ready to embrace the test, showing that his preparation and discipline have allowed him to adjust to the demands of a heavier class.
Right, and again, stark contrast to what Terence Crawford is having to deal with. He is fighting guys, and when I say cutting down from 190, probably in the ring at 190 pounds, much less cutting down from it. Crawford's probably used to being hit by guys like Sean Porter, who, you know, maybe 160 pound on fight night. The difference is just night and day. So I was thinking, how in God's name are you going to get around that? How are you going to get around the strength disadvantage? Because Crawford is very physically strong. And he normally always has, maybe with the exception of Sean Porter, although that was kind of much of a muchness. Sean Porter did really well that fight. He's normally always had the physical strength advantage, very physically strong as Terence Crawford. And I just remember thinking, how are you going to get around that? You know, you're used to hitting guys and they get hurt. Alvarez has been hit by Danny Jacobs. He's been hit by Triple G. He's been hit by Bivol, Kovalev, Callum Smith, etc., etc., etc. Big punching guys who are a lot bigger than Terence Crawford. Granted, not skillful, a lot bigger. So again, I'm thinking, how are you going to get around this? Well, Crawford has released a couple of training clips, and in those training clips, yikes, he's looking good for one. He's looking a lot better than Canelo was looking in some of his training clips. But again, you can't read a great deal into those training clips because, again, Alvarez is clearly holding back. You know, people say, oh, he looked terrible. It's like, well, you can kind of tell he's not going full tilt. You know, you can kind of tell that. So what does that tell you? You know, how many times have we seen guys look good on the pads and then on fight night they've nothing left? I distinctly remember Alexander Povetkin in the run-up to the second Dillian Whyte fight in an open workout.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who has shared the ring with both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, offered rare perspective. Khan called Canelo a beast, praising his raw strength and his ability to take punishment while firing back with crushing counters. Having felt Canelo's power firsthand in their 2016 clash, Khan understands just how punishing Alvarez can be. His words carry weight because he also knows Crawford's arsenal, having been stopped by Bud in 2019. Khan respects them both, but insists Canelo's size and physical dominance bring a unique edge. To him, Canelo embodies a level of danger that even the most gifted fighters cannot dismiss.
And you've been in there with Canelo, you've been there with all
Canelo,
the best.
Beast, man. I thought Canelo at his peak. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's a beast. And he's a great man. He's a good family man as well. Got a lot of respect for him. I like him. You know, we've always had mutual respect for each other. And he still has a picture of me and him in his front room. I saw on a documentary because he really thought that what was one of his biggest fights, like with the hype that I had and all that. So yeah, man, it was good times.
And then when people see that fight back, you're winning those early rounds.
I mean, look, look, boxing boys, 12-round fight. You know, I mean, even though I won them early rounds, he caught me with a good shot. He had the power, he had the strength. I mean, he was so big. I remember thinking this is easy. I can hit him when I want. But then obviously, I knew that when he hit me with a couple of them body shots and he hit me with them shots, I was like thinking, this guy can hit hard.
One major worry among fans and analysts is whether Canelo versus Crawford could slip into the same trap that haunted Floyd Mayweather against Manny Pacquiao. That long-awaited super fight, though historic, left audiences let down by its cautious pace and lack of fireworks. The concern now is that both Canelo and Crawford, fully aware of each other's strengths, may choose safety over risk. Crawford might hesitate to trade with the bigger man, while Canelo could slow the tempo to avoid getting caught by Crawford's sharp counters.
Boxing is hanging on a thread. If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford pulls a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, there's no turning back. In this side of the pond, boxing is death. Look, a lot of things is going to Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez, one of the phenoms in the sport of boxing, going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Just put this. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, if it would have came to fruition, was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Boots Ennis, and Tio could have happened in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. So a lot of these big fight that it was planned was not going to be here. It's not going to be here. So for networks to trust the sport of boxing once again, this fight between Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, whoever you pick, whoever you support, is more than just wins and losses. It doesn't matter. The fight has to win. Doesn't matter if Canelo Alvarez, doesn't matter if Terence Crawford win, lose. The fight has to win. Just like when it was Hagler versus Hearns on a Monday, prime time. Prime time, that was a fight on a Monday, prime time, free TV. They put up a wonderful performance of this day. People still remember, and it was only 3 rounds. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, they better show out and entertain.
Boxing analyst Elam underscored a hard truth. At the elite level, skill alone is never enough. Durability, composure, and proven experience against heavy punchers matter just as much. Canelo Alvarez has shown all of that, moving from light middleweight to light heavyweight while proving his resilience and adaptability. Crawford, by contrast, is stepping into unfamiliar ground. Elam argued that while Bud's skill is undeniable, the true unknown is how he will handle Canelo's power. In fights like this, a single clean shot can change everything. Canelo's ease in such moments is a major edge, making Crawford's task even steeper.
Canelo has to, Crawford has to box and not care to want a crowd please. He has to stick and move. If he sits there too long with Canelo, I think Canelo, his defense is great. he'll be able to withstand it, and take him in deep waters and win the fight.
Besides being a boxing coach, you're an expert in strength and conditioning.
Yes, sir.
Crawford never fought more than 154. Do you think bulking up, obviously he's bulking up, we're seeing the picture, he's moving up from 147, 54, 60, 68, he's gonna gain 15, 20, 30 pounds.
For sure.
Will that slow him down by around 5, 6, 7? The heart, the muscle, the oxygen you take. I mean, if your body's not used to fighting it at that size, it doesn't not make a difference.
It depends on what type of strength and conditioning you're doing too, though. So like when you do like explosive stuff and things like that, plyometrics is different. But he has to bulk up, so he has to lift a little bit of weight. I'm pretty sure he has people with the knowledge and the proper money that he has to get the right people to do the right things.
NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal has voiced his support for Terence Crawford, calling him perhaps the finest fighter of this generation. Shaq, no stranger to dominance in his own arena, praised Crawford's adaptability and his gift for adjusting mid-fight. To O'Neal, Crawford's mix of timing, precision, and composure sets him apart from the rest. Shaq believes Bud's mental toughness and tactical brilliance could cancel out Canelo's size advantage. His backing shows how Crawford's aura now stretches beyond boxing, earning respect from stars in other sports who know greatness when they see it. For Shaq, Crawford is that rare blend of skill and intellect that defines a generational athlete.
Shaq, what I meant, listen, you're a lifelong combat sports fan. You go to all the events. Everyone's talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
I gotta go Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
He's the best ever.
Really? You think he's the greatest ever?
Yeah.
Over Ali, Muhammad Ali? I didn't know you were a big Terence Crawford fan like that.
You have to understand that there's eras, and in different eras, you can bring down the titles. Like, for example, Joker's the best big man now.
Right.
And I don't like,
You put Joker over you as the best big man? Oh.
Different eras and different time. It's not my era, not my time now.
True.
It's their time. So he's the greatest big man in the NBA right now. So I let the people decide who's that. But right now, Terence Crawford is the best.
So
and Floyd, because Floyd has never lost.
So how does Terence beat Canelo? Decision?
He's
or
gonna knock him out.
He's going to knock Canelo out?
Yes, man.
So they're going to have the fight at the Vegas Stadium, Raider Stadium. You're going to be there?
I heard it was off.
No, it's back on.
Okay.
Now
yes,
it's back
yeah,
on. It's in September 13th in Vegas.
I'll be there.
You'll be there. Front row? Front row?
Of course.
All right, cool. You're the man. Listen, I saw you lace up the gloves once versus Oscar De La Hoya. Can we ever see you put the gloves back on? Maybe versus Dwight Howard.
Well, why would I fight him? I only fight champions.
You only fight champions.
If I do, see, my thing is, all these guys have a problem with me, but you wait till I turn 50 to say you want to fight.
Right.
I don't respect that. I'll fight Gronk, because Gronk is a champion, and he's a friend of mine, and I know that he'll compete.
So you want to box Gronk or MMA?
What? MMA.
MMA.
Yeah.
So, hey, bigger. So you're a legend. Hey, you're always the coolest. Congrats on another successful year at Track House.
Commentator Skull shared his view, portraying Canelo Alvarez as the true embodiment of success in boxing. He stressed that Canelo's rise from a teenage prodigy in Guadalajara to a multi-division world champion reflects unmatched commitment and resilience. To Skull, Canelo's resume is not only about wins, but about constantly meeting challenges, taking on the best, and carrying the sport's commercial weight on his back. That journey makes him far more than a fighter. He is a global ambassador of boxing. Crawford, as brilliant as he is, now steps into Canelo's world, one where Alvarez has already carved out his legacy.
So Canelo's most recent opponent, former IBF 168-pound champion William Scull, spoke about the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, as well as his experience fighting Canelo, with him citing that he was robbed and everybody knows it. William Scull, whose style of fighting received heavy backlash, also said that the way he fought was all part of their master plan. Scull, who was galloping a lot, said that the whole idea is to make sure that Canelo keeps on missing, in which William Scull himself argues that he was successful in achieving. He also said that the whole experience of facing Canelo Alvarez was bittersweet because despite not getting hit by Canelo, for some reason he still ended up losing, once again insisting that he was robbed. Now, when asked about his prediction for the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, William Scull kept it safe and vague without choosing a winner.
Boxing legend Shane Mosley, who faced Canelo in 2012, offered a blunt assessment. Canelo is simply too big. Mosley recalls encountering a young Alvarez already packing extraordinary strength. Since then, Canelo has only grown in size, skill, and maturity. Mosley respects Crawford's talent, but emphasizes that physics cannot be ignored. Moving up multiple divisions to face a natural super middleweight and former light heavyweight is a monumental challenge. For Mosley, the real question isn't Crawford's heart or ability. It's whether his body can endure the punishment Canelo will inevitably deliver.
Yo, not only is Canelo stronger, he has a better defense, a better ring IQ, and he has better experience at an elite level that is not comparable with Terence Crawford. Some of you are going to be surprised that in September, Canelo's going to outclass him, not just outmuscle him. And if you don't believe me, listen to what Shane Mosley has to say about the upcoming fight. After that, drop a comment, like, follow, subscribe. It's a chopping box, baby. Yeah.
It'll be a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented. But the only thing is Canelo has them by two-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. You know, I'm happy for him. If he can pull it off, great. But my mental, my mindset.
That's a wrap for today's video.